Give me the silver and give it to me in the first crate. I got it in the first crate!
Wunderbar. How will it
fuck me, dude.
Oh, Jubilee level 1.
Well, I guess I'm doing the thing for this one.
So many.
The one suit that I was like not really going for, I'll be honest with you guys. But at least it's a new suit, which means I gotta do a video for it.
I want it.
Desire sensor, brother.
I want it.
It knows.
I want it more than Magnum. Give it to me.
That gear could have just spent a single. You're right.
No, just go to the any channel. Long.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? Goose the 13th here. It's time to check out the new suit, which is the Pale Rider D2. There's some quick impressions on here. So it's a 450 support. No mode, because the D is actually for dual hands, so does not have that. Interesting, though. Got a couple things going on. Let me get rid of my god-awful build, because I was fucking around with it earlier today. But, few things to note. First of all, Hyper Beam is the only main gun, and it has its own saber, 1900 with a cooldown of 2.5. Hyper Beam rifle, which is still pretty nice, 1800, 55 heat rate, range at 400. Rocking the Shekinah here, which is I guess its own version of it. Head-mounted Vulcans are enhanced at 80, ammo 30, range is 150. Gatling gun is 120 power, ammo 60, range is 250. Reload time is 20 on those. The missile launcher in turn is 600 range, or 600 power, ammo 4, range is 350. And the Mega Beam, which in this case you actually have to focus fire it, is 2300. Heat rate is 95% and range is 400. So in this case, the overheat's 20 and you can actually move while charging it, and it's legit just a charge of 1.5, but you gotta do a commit stance, so you know, a little risky, but it's alright. Slide shield, so it's still rocking the shield from that group. 350, unfortunately, as we're gonna see, since it is a support, kinda not rocking anything in terms of the the shield mastery and anything, so that might become a liability in some respects. That being said, this is a ground and space suit, and it actually has space compatibility by comparison. For the skills, we got high performance radar, high performance scope, high observational data link 1, scouting parallel processing device 1, high performance aerospace gimbal 1, leg shock absorber 3, melee combo controller 1, high spec ambac 1, force injector 1. Composite weapon system optimization, and for this it's when switching Shekinah composite weapons reduces the switch time by 80%. So if you're doing it between those, it actually goes off a little bit faster, which when we get into the Gatling spin up, you'll see why that's gonna be at least a little bit important. In terms of the stats on this thing, we're talking 14,500 for the health. Ballistic resistance is 14, beam resistance is 16, melee resistance 18, range strength is 23, melee strength is 22, movement speed is 120, top speed is 185, thruster range is 55, and turning speed is 60. In terms of the pirate slots, from top to bottom, close range is 10, medium is 13, and long range is 9. So in general, kind of interesting. I was thinking that since this is a 450 clan match that we may or may not get another oddball suit, but they actually just kind of threw this out there at 450 as a support. I don't know if we're gonna see it, but let's try to get in there for some practice and check it out in the field here.
Ready to begin?
Alrighty. So, we're in here. Hyper Beam rifle. Getting that charge. See what the neutral is just without any parts. It's on a Gundam 23. The charge does take a hot second for this, but it's not too bad. 32 for that. Bouncing is also 32.48. 105 for the Vulcans. And you'll see... Actually, I want to try something. So, we got the Gatling here. So a little bit over half for the stun on that. And actually, with that 60 ammo, not too bad. The firing rate is pretty impressive. And there you go, a little bit under half again there. Not bad at all. By comparison, we also have... Oh, shit. Ooh, that's... Okay, so those actually stun. That's good. I forgot that I don't have the buttons because I switched my build. But let's check this out. So 2k or so. I'd say that... And let's check on the Gundam again once it actually drops. But in general... Yeah, like 3k. 3k versus just doing like 2k on that and being able to fire it again without actually, you know, dropping your shit. So all of this, in terms of the bigger hits, are all kind of just doing the same damage. I feel like the actual beam should probably do a little bit more. Girl, I'm gonna need you to shut up. But, especially since they're gonna make you do a commit stance for the actual shot itself. That's a little unfortunate. That, it doesn't do a little bit more for, like, a little bit of payoff. Especially when you consider the fact that it doesn't, like, do any heavy stagger or anything crazy like that. But I guess the trade-off is the fact that it actually does, a fair amount of charge up. Like, it's actually pretty fast, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Girl, shut the hell up. Damn. I always forget while I'm streaming how much she actually talks. So let's see how much this actually does in terms of base busting. Oh boy. Missiles aren't too bad, I guess. Dead chunks a little bit. So it's mostly gonna be the beam missile and the rifle. The Gatling actually didn't do much of anything, which is a little unfortunate. And then of course you're gonna have this modded, so the output's gonna get boosted up a little bit too. So definitely nothing too crazy in this department. You can do it over time, and if you got your collective with you, it'll probably be alright. But I don't know. Kinda so-so on that. Kinda so-so on this suit in general, and I'll be honest with you, I actually got this, as you probably saw earlier, on the first go. First drop on that 10 spin. Could have been a single, as Gear was saying in chat, but I don't know. I like that this stuns pretty quickly on the Gatling. The fact that it also has combo controller is kind of interesting, mostly because this is a suit that, as you saw, does not have balancer. So I guess if you're already caught up, they just kind of want you to swing your way out of something and fuck off, but honestly, I don't see that happening too often. Especially considering, because the interesting thing is with the ranges, the Gatling gun is actually pretty nice on this thing, but it's got the shortest range out of the main weapons outside of, well, you know, your Vulcans and stuff like that. And with that being like 250 pretty much, and also having a little bit of a spin up time towards the beginning, it kind of makes me wonder if they just really want you to stay midline with this thing. Even though I'm pretty sure most people are just going to be trying to headhunt. The interesting thing is that, someone else mentioned that check it out, on the cavalry itself actually has more range for the Mega Beam. Let's actually take a look at that real quick. So for this one, the range is 400, and if we look at that, yeah, 500. So 100 difference right there. 350 on this, and then 250. So like, that's everything else about that stays the same. It does a little bit more damage on the missiles, which is nice. You know, so overall, like, its range output's just gonna be higher. It's also, you know, I kinda actually wish that it had the beam javelin still. Like, if you're gonna give it something like that, give it something with a little bit of reach, especially since you're not gonna be doing balancers or anything like that. That would have been cool. But, you know, you take what you get. Overall, kinda so-so on this suit. It's definitely not what I was kind of spinning for. In a quick story time, I actually was holding back because I was like, oh, well, maybe it'll be a clan match cost suit, since the next one's gonna be 450, and I was right, but it was a support. I wouldn't be surprised if we see one or two out there, but it is gonna be Simple Battle 4v4, so it may or may not work out too well, depending on how aggressive some of the teams become. We're here searching for it, like, goddamn. But in general, I don't know. I kind of want to see if someone tries to use it in practice at some point. But in general, you know, it was doing okay out there when we were doing rated. Although I will say that even though a lot of people that I saw knew got it, I wasn't seeing it too much in City. But it might just be because of the map. Like if we go on Impact or something, maybe it'll be a little bit more common. But overall, it's got the output. It's definitely not too bad. And hopefully they don't have to tweak it like right out of the gate. I do like that it has this system optimization. The fact that it can actually speed up between its sub stuff is nice, especially when you have an entire weapon on there with several modes, so that works out. But yeah, in general, not the worst thing ever. I don't think a lot of people are gonna go super hard on grabbing it, especially when we're just coming off of the enhanced double Zeta. Maybe a different suit. I wouldn't say that you really absolutely need this, but you know, still not a bad entry. I can dig it in some cases, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for today. Until next time, this is Gustav the 13th, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.